Coming up on News Live at 6, Attorney General Letitia James makes an announcement regarding Syracuse police.
Plus, a sweet spot in Syracuse is opening a second location. Nicole Aponte will give us a look inside.
And Syracuse football is on a roll. Can they keep it going? All that and more. News Live at 6 starts right now.
Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Another large crowd is expected for tonight's football game. Welcome to an early edition of News Live at 6. I'm Chilekasi, Adele.
And I'm Wenskoski. Syracuse is 3-0 to start the season for the first time since 2018. With tonight's kickoff just under 2 hours away, students are getting ready to head into the Dome.
Our Adam Campos is live on the quad right now with more on fan excitement ahead of the game. Adam, what's going on out there?
On the quad, Matt Park will join us coming up in a little bit. And
hey guys,
there is
I'm
an
here
excitement
on the quad
around this
where
team.
fans are getting ready to
since
go to the
2018,
game
which
and
is
cheer
the last
on
time
the
this
Syracuse
team
football team.
started
And this season has really brought a lot of excitement to campus and to the 3-1-5 with the 3-0 start. And now they're looking for their first 4-0 start since 2018. And now I have fans here that are getting ready to pack the loud house and cheer on this team. Guys, how are you feeling about this game?
I'm excited. I'm a big football fan now that I'm here.
Got to go out and play a three-phase game and be successful.
Coming off last season, what's been the biggest surprise to you guys about such a successful start?
All right, so you're coming off a big win, the Purdue victory in the closing seconds. You got a short week to prepare for a Friday night game. We've been hearing all week about the possible letdown. Is that a concern at all with this team, or is there an urgency given the personal ties with Robert and I and Jason Beck and how familiar they are with this Virginia team? Is a letdown not even out of mind?
I appreciate you guys joining me here on the show. And you guys, they're looking to come off of an exciting game against Purdue with the game-winning drive from Eric Schrader for a touchdown. And tonight they're going to look again for that 4-0 start. All right, so let's see if they can keep this winning ride going, guys.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Adam. And if you're not heading to the football game tonight, there's also action over at Tennessee Ice Pavilion. Men's ice hockey opens their season against Kent State tonight at 7 p.m. The game is free and open to the public.
SU Student Association is offering free trolley shuttles to take students to Target tomorrow between 11 and 5. Trolleys will leave from College Place on the hour and pick up from Target on the half hour. Final pickup time is 4:30 tomorrow afternoon.
And the Syracuse University Human Rights Film Festival continues to celebrate its 20th year. Tonight at 7, they'll screen the film Framing Agnes. A full list of events can be found on the university's website.
According to U.S. News and World Report, Syracuse University's abroad program is now ranked as the 9th best in the country. This is 2 spots higher than their rankings last year. If you want to find out more about the program, you can visit their website.
And heading downtown, Cake Bar took Salt City Market by storm during the pandemic. Now there's a second location in Clinton Square that's about a month old. CitrusTV's Nicole Aponte is there. Nicole, tell us a little bit about what locals can expect at the new location.
Well, Ashley, it's not just the unique desserts, the bubble tea and the coffee that makes this place so special. It's the generational love of baking and the culture that this new Cake Bar brings to the city already.
Quite literally exposes you to new foods and like a feeling of a different culture.
A taste of Vietnam has made its way to Syracuse.
There's no way to get it from here. So I want to eat it. So for me to try to eat it, I have to make it.
Yen Nguyen is the owner of the Cake Bar Cafe. She moved from Vietnam to the U.S. about 10 years ago to be with her family, and her talent allowed her to open not 1, but 2 locations in the city to showcase her Vietnamese culture, alongside her business partner, Ivory Nguyen.
So when I come here and I see people look at Vietnamese culture not how I look at it.
Like my mission is on me now to introduce my culture, my people to Syracuse people.
Yen didn't learn how to bake like this overnight. Her mom owned a bakery back in Vietnam for 22 years, so yeah, a skill like this, it runs the family.
I learned basics from her, and I learned from book and self-taught with YouTube, and I just try a lot and then take experience for myself.
You know, when you're asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? If you asked Yen to be a baker when she was a young girl, she would have laughed in your face.
I hate it. I hate when my mom owned a bakery because She busy on every single holiday. She busy in the weekend.
But now, as a very humble and successful businesswoman, she hopes that this new location can be a place of community in the city.
Love someone or love something from the little thing, and this is a little thing that I do for Syracuse.
Yeah. And the early customers agree.
Like, you can come here and you can feel something new.
This new location is just the beginning for Yen and her team. Some may say it's even icing on the cake, but what would be a bakery story without a live try-on-air look? I had to get something. Look at this beauty. Look at her. Pumpkin chai bubble tea latte. Moment of truth, everyone. All right, let's see. That's the best chai tea latte I've ever had in my life. For now, I'll be enjoying this here. Reporting in Syracuse, Nicole Aponte, Citrus TV News. Guys?
Nicole, thank you. Looks good, and always good to see our local businesses and eateries thrive. Turning to weather now, it's really cold out there.
It's funny, Chile, because the calendar turned to fall quite literally yesterday, and it's like Mother Nature knew. She was like, now it's going to be freezing.
I feel like usually you get that gradual turn into slow weather, colder weather. It's just like that, They were talking about hockey earlier on tonight's show, and it literally feels like hockey weather out there today.
It's always hockey weather in Syracuse. Who are we kidding? But for more on that, we have Citrus TV's weather reporter, Dylan Brendel. Dylan?
Thanks, Chile and Ashley. Yeah, you're totally right. It's the second day of fall, but it felt like we skipped right to winter. Thankfully, though, temperatures now are up to 53 degrees. They were in the 40s all morning, and those 14-mile-per-hour winds that we've seen all day, those did not help it feeling incredibly cold this morning. As you look around the region, Syracuse is right about what everybody else is experiencing. Rochester and Fulton a little warmer at 56, but Rome, Penn, Syracuse, Ithaca, and Elmira all right there in the middle around 52 to 54 degrees. Cortland is about 49 degrees and Binghamton 51. They're the lows in central New York. As we move into tonight, 3-mile-per-hour wind is going to make it feel like a little bit warmer of a night. It should be great. Grab a sweatshirt if you need it, though. That's all I got for right now. Guys, back to you.
Dylan, thank you. Need details tonight. If the weather is nice this coming Tuesday, you can head down to the farmers market that happens weekly in Clinton Square. Our reporter Walker Simmons brings you downtown to get a look at this seasonal tradition.
The washed fruit and wet sidewalks at the farmers market in downtown Syracuse were not the only reminiscence of rain left behind. The few faces in Clinton Square, a reminder to local farmers like Otis Vizos of the hardships this past season.
In the last 3-4 weeks, we've got tremendous amount of rain.
The rain is great for crops, but Vizos says, like the customers at the market today, there was little to no rain this past summer, and now it's just too late.
Pretty late for a lot of things. The tomatoes, it came too late for the tomatoes, so they're not faring very well. Some of this produce is going to be very, very hard to get this winter. It's going to be a short supply of it.
There are some farmers who can rely on the rain from Lake Ontario, like Randy Durrott, and for him, this is just another year.
It's been good. It's been a good season. A lot of heat. Where we were located in northern Cuyahoga County, we've had plenty of rain, and it's worked out well for us this year.
So while Durrott gets ready to cycle into his fall and winter produce, like his popular seasonal peppers and winter squash, farmers like Vizos are struggling to meet the demands of customers.
Yeah, the price is up, and you can't get a lot of the stuff they want, and it affects the bottom line, so.
Vizos is hoping for a better turnout next year, from the amount of produce to the customers on rainy days. Walker Simmons, Citrus TV News.
Walker, thank you. Syracuse officers involved in the death of a Tip Hill woman will not be charged. Attorney General James's office says prosecutors were unable to find any evidence that the shooting of Allison Lakey was not justified. Lakey's mom ordered an ambulance to her daughter's house in October of 2021. Police later showed up, followed by SFD, when Lakey set her own kitchen on fire. Police shot Allison dead when she came towards the cops through a plume of smoke, brandishing a knife.
City of Syracuse officials want to add on to the list of fines for the owners of the Skyline Apartments. Owners Troy and Tim Green did not meet the deadline to sell their properties by June 15th, as was agreed upon with the city. They were already facing $125,000 in fines, and that amount could increase if the city files for it.
And the annual Stock the Shelter auction returns this weekend on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The event will benefit the Humane Society in Liverpool through a silent auction. You can also donate items such as towels, cat food, and paper towels. More information can be found on the Humane CNY website.
A federal judge in Syracuse may have the chance to overturn the state's new gun control law. Judge Glenn Sotheby believes the law is unconstitutional, but now could oversee a new lawsuit. Sotheby said in August that he rejected a previous lawsuit attempting to overturn the law. This in large part due to the fact that it hadn't taken effect yet. Sotheby says the law's, quote, good moral character requirement is problematic.
And DNA tests confirmed that an animal killed in upstate New York last year during a coyote hunt was in fact a wolf. Officials from the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation say this is the third wolf identified in the wild in 25 years. Wolves were thought to be eradicated from the Northeast at the beginning of the 20th century.
If you want to fish but don't have a license in the state, the only day to fish for free will be tomorrow, and it's open to the public. Those participating in Free Fishing Day are reminded that all other fishing regulations are still in effect.
And former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is coming to the Finger Lakes tomorrow. Clinton will be just west of Syracuse in Geneva at the Smith Opera House. She'll be making the opening remarks for the 30th National Women's Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Among the inductees is former First Lady Michelle Obama. She will be joining the event virtually.
Next on Citrus TV News, travel restrictions continue to ease in Asia. Find out which country will reopen to tourists next month.
Plus, another tropical depression has been identified in the Atlantic. We'll tell you where and when it is anticipated to hit the U.S. when we come back. Stick with us.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker, new from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no norm.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the Citrus TV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Just after Hurricane Fiona, forecasters are predicting another major storm that could actually hit the U.S. Tropical Depression's 9 track has it moving through the Caribbean, and it could potentially make landfall in southern Florida by Wednesday morning.
Forecasters say the depression has potential to turn into a Category 3 hurricane or higher in the next couple of days. If it becomes a tropical storm, it would either be named Hermione or Ian, depending on if another eastern system develops before this one.
Boeing plans to pay $200 million to settle investor fraud allegations regarding 2 plane crashes that left nearly 350 people dead. Former CEO Dennis Muhlenberg, allegedly edited a press release to claim the planes were safe.
Despite the claims, the investigation found the flight's control systems were in fact faulty, which ultimately led to 2 crashes in 2018 and 2019.
The Wisconsin Historical Society believes a canoe found in Lake Madison is the oldest canoe ever uncovered in the Great Lakes. The canoe was discovered in May by archaeologists during a recreational dive.
The 14.5-foot canoe was dug up and cleaned Thursday. It is believed the canoe dates back to 1000 BC. A 2-year preservation process is now underway, and the canoe will be freeze-dried to remove remaining water.
The latest now, tragic news in Mexico this week as 2 earthquakes leave at least 3 people dead. The first earthquake happened Monday and had a 7.6 magnitude.
That quake was felt as far as 1,500 miles north, causing waves as high as 4 feet on the west coast. The second happened yesterday near Mexico City. It was reported to be a 6.8 magnitude, leaving at least 1 person dead.
Japan will reopen its borders to independent tourists. The daily arrival cap will be removed on October 11th, allowing visa-free tourists to enter the country.
The country was previously under strict COVID travel restrictions for 2.5 years. Prime Minister Fumio Kishida is also launching a nationwide travel discount program to support the tourism and entertainment industries.
Britain's new government announced a tax cut plan to combat the rise in the cost of living. The government says it will be funded by borrowing and revenues generated from anticipated growth.
The plan aims to offer short-term help for homeowners and businesses struggling with rising energy costs while suppressing economic growth. The opposing Labour Party criticized the plan for putting interests of business owners over those of working people.
South Korea's president is denying insulting the United States after being overheard on a microphone. President Yoon Suk-yeol says he was mistranslated after his meeting with President Biden.
A video of Yeol's comments from the Global Fund in New York went viral around South Korea. Yeol said the critical comment was about South Korea but was misheard to be about Biden and U.S. Congress.
When we come back, I'll have your 5-day forecast plus your game day weather. Stay tuned.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Yeah. Yes.
As a parent,
I'll answer that
there
for him.
are no perfect answers. But you
likes
don't have
that
to be
line.
perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News Live at 6. I'm Dylan Brendel here with your 5-day forecast. Let's get started with the good news. Saturday, tomorrow, it's going to be a lot warmer than we saw this morning, and the sun is going to come back out. A really nice day to look forward to. However, that's where things start to go wrong. Sunday, the rain is coming back. The temperatures stay high, but the rain comes back. And as we move into the start of the school week, the rain is going to stick around. Showers, 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 and more showers. Temperatures stay inside the 60s and 50s. But the rain, like I said, is going to continue. Wednesday, though, the temperatures do start to drop back down, low 50s and into the 40s again. So that fall weather that we saw today, it's coming back pretty soon. As we move into Friday Night Lights forecast, what's going on at the Dome? Right now, it's 53 degrees outside. Light winds, not too much to worry about there. As we move to game time, 7 o'clock, if you're heading out to the stadium then, it'll be about 51 degrees. Like I said, clear skies, no rain is really expected. As we move into tonight, around 11 p.m., 47 degrees. So hopefully you don't need a sweatshirt. Maybe you do, but inside the Loud House, I'm sure it'll be packed and warm inside there. So hopefully you don't need too much of a jacket because there won't really be too much rain. But that's how it's going to look outside the dome. Here to tell us about what's going on inside and on the field is Joe Puccio. Joe?
Tell you everything you need to know in SU's quest for win number 4. We'll be right back.
Jason, let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How was it? Is it good?
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Fridays are pretty sweet. Not much could make them better, except a primetime kickoff in the Dome. Welcome to sports. I'm Joe Puccio. SU hosts Virginia today, if you didn't know, in a meaningful contest. A win would not only keep a perfect record, but the Orange would be 2-0 in ACC play for the first time since joining the conference. This game's meaningful to offensive coordinator Robert Anae and QB's coach Jason Beck. The two passing game coordinators coached in Charlottesville from 2016 to 2021. Head coach Dino Babers knows the feeling his staff will face.
It's an emotional game when you got your old family and you're in front of them again. And those kids are going to want to prove something as well.
Up, Pronto, up.
I'm all grown up. I can ride this bike without the training wheels, without you being here. So it'll be an emotional game, I'm sure.
An emotional game for coaches Anae and Beck, who face their most recent protege. UVA quarterback Brennan Armstrong led the ACC last season with over 400 passing yards per game. The story has shifted without Anae and Beck. UVA's gunslinger has thrown for under 240 yards per game, just middle of the pack in the conference. SU quarterback Garrett Schrader has almost the exact same average, but QB1's 8 touchdown passes are second best in the ACC. Follow at CitrusTV Sports on Twitter for live game coverage between SU and UVA. An Orange Press Pass starts at midnight on OTN. Inside the women's building today, Syracuse volleyball beat Duke 3-1. This was the Orange's second straight ACC win in as many games and snapped the Blue Devils' 9-match win streak. Outside hitter Naomi Franco hit 12 kills with a percentage of 21. The junior didn't lead the team in kills. That was graduate Polina Shimanova with 14. Shimanova, Franco, and the Orange are back in action next Friday at Wake Forest. SU's next home game is on October 7th. Syracuse field hockey is currently at halftime against Charlottesville. They're on the blue turf against Virginia, a 1-0 lead for the Cavaliers. Take a look at the numbers for Brooke Borzymowski. 7 saves, 1 goal against. It's been all Cavaliers in this game so far. The only goal for the Wahoos scored by Cato Gooskins. Again, a 1-0 lead for Virginia in the second quarter. Down in the Bronx, the chase continues for one of baseball's best. Yankees outfielder Aaron Judge is one home run away from tying the AL record of 61 dingers. In the Yankees' 5-4 win yesterday over the Red Sox, New York slugger was walked 3 times by Boston pitchers. As you can imagine, that registered a chorus of boos from the Judge's chambers. Those boos should echo in Yankee Stadium once again, well, unless Aaron Judge rewrites history. It's game 2 of the 4 games set in one of the sports' long-time rivalries. New York has its attention on the division crown. Boston's attention, just playing spoilers. Rich Hill and the Red Sox battle Garrett Cole and the Yankees at 7:05. In a tighter division race, the Mets are just 1.5 games up on the Braves. New York can extend that lead with a win over the A's. The Mets bring Chris Bassett to the mound, the team leader in strikeouts. First pitch between New York and Oakland is at 9:40. That's a check on sports. Chile and Ashley, quite a slate of baseball tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. Right after break, we'll have one last look at your weather.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow.
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Your wake-up weather for tomorrow, 55 degrees, 7-mile-per-hour winds, a lot nicer than it was this morning.
Dylan, thank you. And finally tonight, a new Guinness World Record has been set. A 14-year-old girl in Alberta, Canada, set the record for most socks put on her foot in 30 seconds.
She put on 22 socks in that time, while the previous record was 14. She now plans to enter the adult category and beat that record as well. And that's our report for this Friday. Don't forget to wake up with Walker Simmons and Josh Myers tomorrow on Juice and Java at 11:30 a.m.
Well, before we go, let's talk about the fact that we're going to be back here in about 6 hours for Orange Press Pass.
We have a long night ahead of us.
Lots of no sleep. Maybe need a coffee order to come in?
Absolutely, absolutely. Join us right here on OTN at midnight for full Syracuse, Virginia post-game coverage. It'll be me and Chile on Orange Press Pass.
Alongside with Jacob Morris as well. It'll be a fun night. Long night, but it's going to be fun.
Looking forward to it.
Definitely. For more of the latest, you can follow us on Twitter at CitrusTV News.
Now, for Joe Puccio, Dylan Brendel, and the entire Citrus TV News team, I'm Ashley Wenskoski.
And I'm Chilekasi. Adele. Again, Ashley and I are back for Orange Press Pass at midnight. Hope to see you then. Good night.